Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to Power to the People Radio, the People's Podcast, your nonstop shop for information on financial literacy, mental health awareness, and honestly, just everything and anything that can improve you and teach you how to be the best version of yourself. It's your host, Hugh Huncho, on the check-in.
And it's your co-host, Trey. Peace, power, and love, everybody out there that's listening right now. We out here with another banger. Today, man, is kind of a simple conversation. We realized that you guys don't really know too much about us. So Hugh and I decided to just have a regular conversation and let you guys in on, kind of how we met and, just to let you guys know a little bit about us. So, yeah, man, to kick it off, you want to let them know, Hugh? All right, I'll start it. I'll give my spiel. So yeah, I believe in divine connections, and I say Hugh and I meeting was definitely one of those divine connections. We happen to both be on a cruise, and the fact that we were able to connect, when we first connected, when you first meet someone, you don't know how it's going to be, and then once you hear the words that come out of their mouth, that's when you start to get an understanding of who the person is and what they're about. You understand what I'm saying? So it struck me to a surprise hearing some of the wise words this brother was speaking, you know what I mean? And understanding some of the things that, he has done in the past that he shared with me as well. So it was a automatic connection, man. You get what I'm saying? Iron sharpened iron and like minds attract. So, met him on a cruise, struck up like a 4-hour conversation when we was in Haiti, on the beach, just straight chopping it up. But to say the least, that's kind of how the intro started as far as the whole, connection. And then from there, we exchanged information and then we stayed in contact with each other. Hugh, you want to give your story on it?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you gave the main meat and potatoes of how we met. It was on a cruise
Uh-huh.
ship. It's funny because at first I wasn't even gonna take the cruise or go on it.
Bro,
It was a
same.
cruise that me and my
Literally
family.
same.
Yeah, it was a cruise that me and my family was doing because it was somebody else's birthday that my dad knew. So I was kind of just going to kind of show emotional support for my dad and his friend, and then that's
Yeah.
just how me and Trey end up meeting there. We was chopping it. Actually, Trey's sister knew my brother, and then that's how we met. But then it's just like lightning in a bottle. We was chopping it up in Haiti, and then after that, we went jet skiing for a while, and then after the
Facts.
cruise, when we got back home, we was just talking over the phone, and then we just came up with the idea of basically collaborating on the podcast. I was doing the podcast for a little bit about a year beforehand, only more so in just audio form. But then we figured out that it might be better for us to put a face to the voice for the podcast and actually put it on multiple different platforms, not only just Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but here also on YouTube as well. And it's been a very interesting journey. Right now, we're on basically season 2, about only a couple of episodes in. And we're excited, man. We're definitely excited to see what the future is going to hold. We do have our own different
Definitely
schedule and not
excited.
even live in the same state. So it's like managing and trying to, schedule time for us to record and then edit and then
Hmm.
collaborate. It is definitely a process. It's definitely a process for anybody who wants to be a content creator themselves. Just understand that this is basically your second job now. For
Sure.
real, for real.
And I want to add this to the story real quick. Just for anybody who out there who believes in divine timing and believes in their intuition. When I tell you I wasn't supposed to go on that cruise, it was literally last minute. I had an opportunity, that came my way, but it was on my spirit not to take it. Like I just for some reason I was like, nah. I really thought it was going to be another opportunity to come, because not to say too much detail, but it was a good opportunity. It just, as far as what I know I could get, not without going into too much detail, it just wasn't really worth it to me. So I'm like, I'm just going to wait a little bit, and then I ended up, taking a birthday cruise or whatever, and then that's how that went. So it's just crazy. I wasn't even supposed. It was so last minute. I literally booked the cruise, I think a week before, which is crazy. But no, to jump into the present of things, like Hugh said, now we're trying to get into the swing of things as far as getting this content out to you guys and making sure it's quality content. We want to make sure that we're actually presenting well. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where we're at for right now. Now, Hugh, let me ask you something, man. As far as your growth, let's say from when you first started the podcast, and let me ask you this before I ask you that. What's the reason why you started? Because just like you told the people, you were doing a solo show. My man took it on headstrong. He he ain't had a co-host Trey with him. You get what I'm saying? My man, you know what I'm saying, was on his dolo. So, bro, like, let the people know, bro. What's the reason why you started it? Like, what's one of the reasons why you wanted the podcast?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I felt as though throughout all my entirety of my life that I was an individual blessed with the ability to not only learn fast but to make wise decisions. But only reason I
Hmm.
made wise decisions is because I had the information and the knowledge to use to make those decisions with, right? And I think a lot of
Mm,
people, especially people that are around our age group, even our skin color, you couldn't even necessarily say, but mostly specifically in our age group, they weren't given those tools. Or access to those informations to help them make those wise decisions, right? Like from an early age, I started reading some very educational books that taught me how to not only use my mind for positive and constructive methods, but also how to kind of not only speak, how to move, how to do business dealings, how to sell, all of these things
mm,
that for my humble only 25 years of life, I would say I'm doing pretty decent for myself at 25. Of course, I'm not ultra super successful just yet. However, though, for
right.
most 25-year-olds, I'm in a pretty good position. And I believe that it doesn't necessarily matter your age, right? It doesn't necessarily matter where you're from or your skin color. Anybody can improve and grow in their life if they get access to the right information. Hence the name Power to the People, right? I want to have a platform where I could use my voice and all the information that I've learned and resonate and give it back to other people where they can use that information to become more powerful, make
Hmm.
more, better and smart decisions for themselves, and
Hmm.
just to elevate each and every single audience member, right? For them to not only use their mind for constructive methods, but for them to be a free thinker, right? I think that's the biggest thing too. I think anybody could become successful. Anybody can get everything and anything that they want out of life if they learn to kind of think for themselves. But that first starts with getting the information.
100%. 100%. Now,
Hmm.
if I was to answer my own question, as far as
Yeah,
like what
I was
made
actually
me,
just gonna ask you, Trey, why did you want to hop on the podcast with me when I told you that I was doing it? What made you want to, kind of tackle this and do this with me?
it's crazy. Because I actually was already brainstorming some ideas on creating my own podcast. I was thinking about doing a family podcast with my mom's, or doing a dolo like how you was doing it, right? I just couldn't figure out, what I'm saying, which route to take. But what I'm saying, hearing you talk and then just seeing the alignment that we both have with each other, I'm like, this would be a really good partnership because we have a lot of the same values, a lot of the same, thinking process, and we have a lot of different thinking process, which allows for controversy, which breeds attention, right? So to
Yeah.
answer your question in a nutshell, I would say I always had the gift of gab, man. I definitely always had the gift of gab, and it's not just talking that I like to do. It's actually getting the information out there, and it's actually empowering people to want to change their lives. You get what I'm saying? I truly embody the quote, and what is it? Inspire. I aspire to inspire until I expire. Right. I want to be the person that's sparking the light that is within people. You understand what I'm saying? And I figure this is one outlet and one way that I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Based on some of the content
Hmm.
that we're pushing. And then, like you said, our mission statement is to cause people to critically think and to think for themselves because we have been conditioned and we live and grown up in a society where they wanna do the thinking for us. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's kind of challenging that way that we've grown up, and it's challenging that way that we've been conditioned to think. You feel what I'm saying? And just helping spread truth and light for the most part. You understand what I'm saying? And voicing my
Hmm.
opinion and using my voice to, spread the awareness that's out there as far as some of the information that a lot of people aren't privy to. So yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. Honestly,
Okay.
definitely pretty much it. The
So I want
question
to
I
ask
was
you a
about.
question, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So, I think we're about maybe like a year or two apart, right? Which isn't too far.
Uh huh.
And, you know, I and in life, of course we learn as we go through life, right? We go through various different experiences and get better. But if you could give some advice to your younger self, maybe let's say your 16-year-old or 18-year-old self, what advice would that be?
Bro, if I was able to talk to my 16-year-old or 18-year-old self, I would start by saying, start now, right? I kind of still have a tendency to over prepare before executing, and
Yo,
I yeah, it should be picking up on my end. Uh,
I think it just cut out for a second. I'm not too sure. Hold on, I'm gonna put a mark right here.
I
Yeah, you wanna try and
re-
run that back real quick.
Nah, for sure. Um, yeah, if I was to give advice to my 16-year-old or 18-year-old self, I would start by saying action, literally action, because I still a little bit. I have the habit still, just a little bit of over preparing before I actually, step into something. Um, at 16 years old, I was a little bit immature, but more so like 18, I was still a little immature, but I had a better head on my shoulders at the age of 18. I was a little bit more mature than 16, obviously, hence the age. But um, another thing that I would, or another piece of advice that I would give myself is to stop trying to fit in. You feel me? Really, when I was 16, right? Stop trying to fit in and embrace your uniqueness. You get what I'm saying? Because when I was 16, you know what I'm saying? I was fresh to Florida. I'm originally from PA, you know. I was homesick for so many years. You get what I'm saying? And just being a kid, and you have that natural social instinct to want to try to fit in. You understand what I'm saying? So, I would say I kind of did a little self sabotaging by trying to fit in. Um, so yeah, I would definitely tell myself to, stick the course and be the person who you are. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to fit in so much. You understand what I'm saying? But no regrets on that. You just live and you learn. Um, Let me see the biggest thing that one of the biggest like thing I would tell myself that I think I could really learn or could have really learned back then is I would probably say hmm it's hard to say, man. 16, I probably wouldn't even listen. You get what I'm saying? Like
Probably
I
wasn't even
I,
listening.
pro- I probably wouldn't even listen. But I would say as far as when I was 18, you feel what I'm saying? I would tell myself to cut out all distractions. Cut out all
Hmm.
distractions at an early age. But
Hmm.
yeah, let me mirror this, man. Let me hit you with the same question. If you can tell your younger self, let's say teenager or early 20, let's say 16 to 20 years old, like what would you tell yourself that you feel like might have catapulted you further than you are right now, or might have prevented some mistakes or hurdles that you had to go through? What piece of advice
Hmm.
could
Yeah,
you
no,
had
totally,
used when
totally.
you were
Um, yeah, totally. I mean, if I could talk to my 16-year-old self, I would tell him first thing is uh, uh, learn what credit is and start building your credit. Because the longer and the earlier
mm,
you build your credit, the more strength is going to have later down the line. So learn about credit and start building your credit right now, and start saving at least 10% of your money right now. No matter what you do, right? You can spend everything else, save at least 10 to 20% right now, and build a habit of those two things: having good credit and saving 20%. And the reason why I say that is because remembering who I was at 16 years old, very similar to yourself, bro. I was still immature, right? Still trying to figure things out. Still,
mm,
me, I never really cared too much about fitting in or trying to be like other people. I was always kind of different and kind of, march by my own beat of my own drum. So,
mm,
my advice is going to be more so specifically to my younger self. But if I could tell that to anybody, right, I would say, yeah, if you 16, 18 years old, start working on your credit right now. Because for me, I started a lot later. I think maybe at like 21, 22, which is really late in the game where you have that advantage of time. Um, Start building, learn about credit, start working on your credit right now, start saving about 10 to 20%. And the last thing I would say is open up an investment account and start investing right now, even if it's only $50 a month, $10 a month,
Mm-hmm.
because you can start really tapping into that compound interest effect. You see what I'm saying? I
100%.
think that's really good
Yeah.
advice for not only my younger self, anybody in their young age right now. If you start doing those three things, you start being mindful of your credit, you start saving, right? Only 10 to 20%. That's not even a lot, right? That's not a lot at all. And you start investing early. Before you know it, you start building other better financial habits. And then what happens is habits attract, right? Once you start
Mm-hmm.
developing one good habit, that leaks over into another good habit. I could tell my younger self to go to the gym, but at 16, he ain't gonna do that. But at
Yeah.
16, if I tell him how to make some money and how to keep some money, he gonna listen to that
Yeah.
for sure. So
Nah,
that's
facts.
what I would have
And
told my
speaking
younger self.
about on the topic of being young, man, shout out to my brothers, man. I'm rocking their merch right now. Twin Them Apparel. You feel what I'm saying? They only 17 years old. I'm so proud of them boys. And they yeah, man, they got their own clothing brand. They got their own business.
That's fire, bro.
I'm their big brother, so I get the stuff that don't come out yet. So this ain't out yet, but they do got some other shirts and other hoodies and shorts as well that are out. But I think this drops in another month or two. So yeah, if y'all want this, I'm definitely going to link. I'm gonna put it in the description. I'm gonna send the link and put it in the description for you guys to check it out. But I would say, as far as what is the mindset of a 17-year-old, Hugh? Like when you were 17, think about some of the things that you were thinking of, some of the things you were prioritizing. For the younger generation that's out there, when like let's circle back to the age of 17. Um, what are some things that was on your mind, or what are some things that you feel as though is on the younger generation's mind as far as things that they prioritize or worried about and some of their concerns, and then some of the things that they may be neglecting as far as mental health possibly, or certain things that they could be working on that they're not, like grades, whatever the case may be. Step into the shoes of a 17-year-old because, or anybody that's in high school, like
I think it really depends. I
mhm.
think it depends on where they grow up at, because
True.
you know what I'm saying, if you grow up in a more of like a wealthier home, you're not gonna be worried too much about going to college, right? Like that's not really like
Yeah,
too much like on your radar screen. You feel
true.
me? You might be worried about other things like your friend group, maybe how to make some money, right? If you
Hmm.
come from an impoverished family, though, you probably definitely gonna be worried about college. You're gonna be worried about sports. Um, Depending on the person, too, you might even be in a relationship right now, or trying to get into a relationship or looking for a relationship. If I would have told my younger self at 17, I would have told him like, there's no real rush. There's
Yeah.
no real rush, and there's a lot of options out there. So you don't. That's not. That don't really need to be a focus right now.
Hmm.
Like relationship don't really need to be a focus. Learning skills, building assets, getting your mind right, building positive and good and consistent habits. That
Hmm.
really should be your focus, because right now, when you a teenager and even in your early 20s, you're laying down cement. You laying down cement. You building a foundation for the rest of your life, right? For you to build an empire on top of it. You can't build a skyscraper off of quicksand or any kind of muddy
Facts.
foundation. You need concrete. You need
Hmm.
steel. You know what I'm saying? You need a solid foundation to stand on, because anything not built off of truth and justice will fall. And you have to have that. You have to be able to build that consistency and that discipline to not only build those good habits, but to keep them, because you don't know what your goal is. It doesn't even matter what your goal is. Your goal might not be to be ultra successful. Your goal might just be to have a nice job, be driving a nice car, have a
Hmm.
decent family, or your goal might be to be ultra successful, or your goal might be to be famous, or your goal might be to take care of your family. Start thinking about, okay, like what are your goals? I think another thing too, at 17, a lot of the younger generations, even people in their early 20s, they don't really think about their goals. They don't really think about like, yo, what do you really want out of life? Like time is
Right.
passing by every single day, like
Yeah,
minutes
let
and
me
hours and
interject.
seconds.
Let me interject on that real quick, because in terms of this generation specifically, I kind of feel bad for them, in terms of their mental health, because they grew up in the internet age, right? They grew up in the social media age, where everything is internet based. They post their whole lives on social media, and everything seems like it's glitz and glamour. When we all know in reality, social media is fake. It's only a highlight reel for all the good things that you experience, and you get to monetize and record it or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So psychologically, a lot of them think that they're behind because they see so many young people with so much wealth, or because they see so many young people having their own businesses. You understand what I'm saying? But those happen to be young
Mm-hmm.
people who are anomalies. You get what I'm saying? It's your average 16, 17, 18-year-old, even 20-year-old. I mean, come on, man. They're working a minimum wage job. They're not millionaires. So it's like when you see that on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, I mean, yeah, that's their life, but that's not normal for that age range of children. You get what I'm
Nah,
saying?
facts.
So I feel for them as far as having their ego kind of like taken over in terms of them comparing themselves and them wanting to have a microwavable effect as far as whatever they're doing, right? So they might want to try something, or they might be prone to try something, but the moment that it doesn't work, the first time they fail, they probably quit because they want the success so bad. You get what I'm saying? They don't they don't have a track record, and they're not used to, you get what I'm saying, going after hurdle after
Mm-hmm.
hurdle after hurdle. You feel what I'm saying? They just see the success on Instagram and they want it so bad, right? They want that to be
Mm-hmm.
them. So there's a psychological effect that is kind of messed up. And if I was to give advice to anybody who compares, because it's not just the young people, it's everybody who's on social media who doesn't know how to separate, you feel what I'm saying, their life and what they have going on in their personal goals with the whole norm to look the certain part, right? um I would say number one, bro, like you said, in order to build a foundation, you can't build it off of quicksand. You get what I'm saying? It has to be
Mm-hmm.
sturdy. It has to be concrete. So whatever you're building, it's going to take time. You get what I'm saying? I feel like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of us get in the mix of trying to be super wealthy or trying to look, super flashy or whatever in terms of being rich. When in reality, man, like, come on, everybody's building for the most part. You get what I'm saying? Like what we're doing right now, we're building. We're not one of those podcasts that has millions of views yet. But trust, we have the vision that we will get there. You understand what I'm saying? This is a starting point. You feel me? And even the hurdles along the way, we're going to learn. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to learn how to improve, how to have better quality, how to push out better content. You know what I'm saying? We're going to learn how to attract our tribe as far as people who want to listen to content like this. You understand what I'm saying? So it's authenticity in the comments, right? So anytime where you have something where you're trying to build, you got to realize it takes one step at a time. You're not going to get to the
Yeah.
finish line. You get what I'm saying? No matter how bad you want it, you're not going to get there with just that one step. It takes you failing. You get what I'm saying? It takes you being tired. It takes conditioning for you to actually run the race. You know what I'm saying? It takes preparation, right? It takes you having mentorship. You get what I'm saying, and being coached up and certain things like that. So I just wanted to take a moment real quick, man, for anybody who's having trouble as far as having a psychological comparison with a lot of the stuff on Instagram for the young people and anybody out there who's listening. Like, come on, man, it's ways to go around that, right?
Yeah,
What's
you
your
can't
thoughts on that,
can't
Hugh? Or
re-
you got
you can't
anything else
really
to
rush
add?
the process too much. And the thing about it too is that when you rush the process, you, in a sense, you don't become grateful for the journey as much, right? Like,
Exactly.
it's funny. I see a lot of successful people, and even like ultra millionaires. They say that the best thing about being successful is remembering back when you were broke or when you didn't
Hmm.
have everything that you have now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you wanna hurry up and get to that point of accomplishment, but you understand there has to be a period of time that has to that has to go by, right, between from where you are now to where you want to be. And you don't need to necessarily rush it. You don't need to necessarily compare yourself to if you're like 21, 24, or even 25, even if you're 30 or 40 and you see somebody else who's the same age as you and maybe they got this going on. You don't necessarily know when they started. You don't necessarily know what trials and tribulations they had to go through to get to where they're at. And you don't know where they're going to be at next year. So you can't really compare, right? All you could do is kind of use it as inspiration and understand, okay,
Hmm.
cool. If they could do that at 25 and I'm 25, that means I could do that too. That's how you should see it as. You could be like, okay, cool. If they could do it, I could do it as well. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? That should be some kind of motivation for you. And it's kind of see it as like, okay,
Definitely
cool.
should be.
As they grow, I'll grow as well. And then now you could just grow at your own rate.
Hmm. Facts. Hugh, let me
So I think that's
let
the
me
biggest
ask
thing
you
for people
something.
to understand is to continuously grow.
I got a question for you, bro. Let's say a 20 year old or someone in the young 20s or their late teens, right? And they're having women
Hmm.
issues. Should they be focused on trying to, get that girl? Should they be focused on trying to find the one? Or do you think that they should be focused on something else?
If you under the age of 27, focus on yourself, King. For real, like focus
100%.
focus on yourself, King. If you're a guy and you're under 27, trust me, just stack your bread, focus on you, bro. Get into the gym, build your circle of friends that are all
Hmm.
trying to get successful. You feel me? They're all trying to get somewhere. You feel me? Focus on that. If you're under the age of 27, 18, 17, like trust me. And the reason why I say this is because it's because if you at that early age, you have to understand the average life expectancy is 70. You see what I'm saying? Right? The average a lot of marriages don't last past 2 years. Right? The divorce rate is about almost close to half. Right? I think don't
Hmm.
quote me on this, but the divorce rate is not looking good. So there's
I
no
think it's
real
50%.
rush.
It's 50%, I think. I believe so.
Exactly. So there's no real rush to put you in something that might not even be that fruitful, right? A lot of women, right, and a lot of girls, they're not really that mature at that early age, right? We're at the age where you're at right now. You feel me? They're gonna
Right.
start maturing once they get past 25, right? I'll be completely honest, or past like 23, right? I can say 23, 25, right? 27. Once they get to that age range, they start becoming a little bit more mature, right? Especially if she's the right woman. And for ladies, I would say, yeah, if you're under the age of 23, 25, really focus on yourself. You should definitely be looking for the one, right? But you should be kind of focusing on yourself, just so, and building good habits, and not only building good habits, but also making yourself very prepared for your husband for when he comes into your life. You don't want to be dating a bunch of dudes in your early years, not only one wasting a lot of time, developing a lot of habits, developing a lot of trauma and baggage, and a lot of
Hmm.
crazy or negative expectations for your husband to deal with, right? You don't want to do that. You want to be as fresh and as pure as possible to your husband. You have to understand that the more relationships a woman goes through doesn't necessarily make her a better girlfriend for when she gets into the next one. A lot of relationships that guys go through, somehow they learn about being a better boyfriend for their girl. But the problem is with when a guy's dating at a very early age, he's not focusing on himself. He's putting so much time and effort into the relationship, learning how to be a good boyfriend, that by the time he gets to 25, 27, 30, 34, he's been wasting so much time that now he's not even prepared for the real woman when she comes into his life. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? You see what I'm
Here, let me
saying?
add.
So
I want you
that's
to
some
finish.
sauce
Go ahead.
right there, boy. That's some
Okay.
sauce right there. I'm telling you.
All right, but look, I agree with you for the most part. Like I say in the beginning, like I said in the beginning, we think alike a lot, but it's some things we differ. And one thing that you said that stood out to me that I have an opposing view on is I believe that women can go through relationships and learn as well, just like men do, right? Um, however,
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
what,
I mean,
I'm
it's
not I'm
not
not
one
going to
size
minimize
fit
what you.
all every
Oh
situation.
no, no, for sure. Okay, I just wanted to. I don't know if you was super gun ho on that point or not, but what you said,
No,
bro,
no,
was definitely
of course
facts.
they're gonna learn. But I'm saying though, the thing about it though is that a guy picks the girl. You feel me? Right? In a sense, right?
Yeah.
The guy is the one who's gonna pursue her. So it's like if you letting a lot of guys into your life, you could have the it's there's unless you meet the guy and he's really like you can see a long-term 5-10 year relationship with them, great, awesome. But you shouldn't just be dating aimlessly or aimlessly without any kind of purpose or
Okay,
direction of finding the
I
right
see
guy,
that makes
because
more
you've
sense.
developed a lot of trauma and baggage. And then when the right
That
guy
makes more
comes into your
sense when
life,
you
now you like,
when
oh,
you
you know what I'm saying? Like,
when you clean it up like that. That makes more sense. But I want to add this. I want to add this.
you
I
ain't
agree with you,
ready.
bro. I hold on 1 second. I agree with you, bro. For the guys who's listening, if you're late teens or early 20s, you should definitely be focused on you. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of reasons for that. You get what I'm saying? Number one, you don't want to be dependent on anybody for anything, and a lot of what that looks like
Mhm.
is, you're looking for a partner, but really, you're looking for codependency. You're looking to be dependent on that woman for them to love you, right? When in reality, you're supposed to have that self love. You get what I'm saying? So whether you're
Mhm.
a woman or a guy, you know what I'm saying? I definitely recommend that you, and you're that age, I definitely recommend that you guys just work on yourself, figure out who you are, figure out what you want. Like you say, we
Mhm.
should create goals and understand what type of partnership that we actually want. And then for the guys, man, we got to realize, and I don't want to be, I'm going to say a stereotype that's kind of true. Um, a lot of women there's only a small percentage of women that actually qualify to fit that wife category, right? Um, but the other ones who may look good or they may look good on the outside, and you might be bamboozled to think that they're good. A lot of them want guys that are already the finished product. You get what I'm saying? So the competition with that, there's so much competition because there's so many guys out here who, you know what I'm saying, who already or established or whatever the case may be. But the trick is, a lot of those guys don't even want the girls that want them. You get what I'm saying? So they're chasing after the guys that are already established, while you're chasing after the girl who's chasing after him, but she's, you get what I'm saying, looking over you, trying to chase him. So I say all that to say, don't even pay her any mind. You know what I'm saying? Just continue to work on yourself, King, like my boy said. And then once you become the final product, or once a woman sees that you actually have drive and you're going somewhere, you don't have to be the final product. But if you have progress, you get what I'm saying? Then you get what I'm saying? You could
Yeah,
probably, attract a
I
good
want
woman.
I want to combat that for a quick second, right? I want to combat for
I'm
that for a quick
listening.
second, Trey, real quick.
Hmm.
Just because my viewpoint has definitely, I don't want to say shifted, but I always kind of thought about this, and I'm even more gun ho on this right now, right?
Hmm.
Don't become no final product for nobody but yourself. And the reason why I
Nah,
say that is that
facts.
a woman should love you and like you just for who you are and how you are. Not for what you
Facts.
have, not for what you can bring to the table, none of that. I understand the whole man is supposed to protect and provide. Yes, 100%. Yes, we are supposed to protect you from getting hurt, and we are supposed to provide solutions and answers. That's what men do: provide solutions and answers.
Crazy.
We don't provide you
Hmm.
money to go get your nails done, your hair wig,
Hmm.
for you to keep up a
Hmm.
lifestyle. I think a lot of times men might think, oh, let me become very successful and then I'll be able to get whatever kind of woman I want. I want you to really understand, you should get successful for yourself so you can have, of course, more options of who you choose as a mate. But what it really is that you can have more options of how you can protect and provide for that mate. Right? You want to be able to raise your standards to the point where any woman who comes and decides to be in a committed mutual relationship with you, that woman is going to be blessed beyond her wildest dreams, because you've done what you needed to do to make yourself the best version of yourself, so you could be that best possible presentation, when you come, talk to her, right? But you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it because, oh yeah, I want women to respect me, appreciate me. Not fuck all that. I think they should respect and appreciate you, just the fact that you're a man. Period. Just
100%.
like how women want respect and appreciation, just the fact that they're a woman, they should respect and appreciate you, just the fact that you're a man. But at the same time, though, you can't be egotistical and think that, oh, my shit don't stink, and I'm the bee's knees and his legs and his arms, when you don't got nothing going on for yourself, right? When your mindset
Hmm.
isn't positive, when you don't got a good established job, right? When you're not making money, or when you're at least not making moves, then at that point you being irrealistic, it, it, unrealistic, but you also lying to yourself. And I think that's my biggest thing, Trey. I want people to understand that, yo, work to be the best version of yourself for yourself, not for the other gender. And the other gender, they should just be happy of who you are as a person. Because think about it. Do you want to develop and become a version of yourself that you're not happy with to make somebody else happy?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. If you
Mm-hmm.
like Legos and you like video games, you want a woman who can appreciate you and like you because you like Legos and because you like video games.
Facts.
I'm saying that I like
Not
Legos, but she
100%.
should like you because you like Legos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, that's facts. I want to add this though. Um, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You definitely put the cherry on top with that point, and that's facts. You should be happy, and you should be building towards something for yourself. You get what I'm saying? And then don't change who you are as a person. You know, if you end up attracting a mate, if she doesn't like you or he doesn't like you for who you are, then that's not the person for you. You get what I'm saying? We shouldn't change or alter our ways for anybody. But I do want to add this for all the guys that's listening out there. It doesn't matter what age, honestly. But I would say I'm talking to the young guys right now. We need to start thinking with our head up here instead of thinking with our head below our waist. If y'all know what I mean. Because
No
when we
fact.
do that, you get what I'm saying? Then, you feel me? We get lost in our ways. We get lost in trying to, chase the wrong thing. You get what I'm saying? When we should be focused on building, we should be focused on creating our mindset to where it's as strong as steel. You get what I'm saying? We should be really, in tune with ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? Because I mean, when you're thinking with that head down there, then that means you're going to parties and you're going to the club every weekend or whatever. Like you're going to
And why are
places
you going to
just
these
to
parties and these clubs for real? For real? Like, if you really be honest,
come
what you
on, bro.
going there for,
Why
bro?
is you going out? You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong.
What you
It's cool
going
to have
out
a good
for?
time. It's cool to have a good time. I'm not knocking nobody trying to have a good time, but come on, bro. We know what's going on. We know what you're trying to do. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm just talking to the guy that's actually, trying to grow and who wants to be the best version of himself. If you don't have any self-control, my brother, it's going to be hard for you. It's going to be hard for you to try to attract that woman that you really want to be a wife and that you really want to settle down with. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for you to be strong and make decisions, logically. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have self control, it's going to be hard for you to manage your emotions. You get what I'm saying? When you're swaying by women's movement and you're just constantly on a chase for women. You get what I'm saying? We shouldn't be that moved by women because we like, you get what I'm saying? Unless it's our women. Don't get me wrong. I love women and you feel what I'm saying? I think they're the most beautiful creature on this earth. You know what I'm saying? However, when it comes to self control and when it comes to trying to build for yourself, man, you gotta have that discipline. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta look at the longevity of things and what you actually want. It goes back to creating goals. You get what I'm saying? Is this aligning with your goals on what you want? You feel what I'm saying? Um, Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. We might have to have like a part three, bro, because this is good, and
Probably should,
I
bro.
gotta go. Huh?
Yeah, we definitely should. I said we definitely should, bro.
You no, my dad's probably gonna be a liberal when I come
I ain't
back.
gonna lie, Trey. I'm hoping that this thing was recording the whole time, bro.
Nah, it is.
Yeah, I hope, cause I hope it was, bro. I hope it was, bro. I hope it was,
Nah,
cause
it is, bro.
okay, cool. No, all right. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna jinx nothing. I ain't gonna jinx nothing.
I just me though. I hope I got because you kept saying you couldn't hear me and shit. I hope I'm
Yeah,
good. Shit.
we
But,
straight though. But just for us to go ahead and get into the closing of this episode, right? This we just wanted to kind of basically hop on here and not only give a quick introduction of ourselves, um, how we met, what inspired us to get started doing the podcast together, and just kind of give some sauce, right? Just some information, for anybody listening, like on how they could be a better version of themselves starting tomorrow. Like literally starting tomorrow, Brandon.
starting
Start
today.
looking and putting yourself. Yeah, starting today, no cap. Start putting yourself first. Start loving yourself first, right? Start standing out. Start saving at least 10%, right? Start building and working on your credit. Learn about investing, right? Learn about investing. Learning about taking care of yourself, not only mentally, physically, spiritually. There's a bunch of information out there that you could learn, right? Like we could give it to you here, but at the same time, you could find it yourself. But we wanted to at least have this video be not only that spark of inspiration for anybody listening, but also for you to kind of hear from two well-educated Black young men that at the end of the day, man, we just want other people to win and other people to be successful and to rise to their own accomplishments, just like we're striving to do for ourselves as well.
100%. And to add to that, we also, you know, we want to go against the norm, right? We see the norm on Instagram. We see what people think is, the way to live or the way to be. And the conversations that we have is, real conversations that help one another build, like my brother just said. So, yeah, if you guys like, some of the content as far as us giving y'all information on how to improve, or us just having conversations that are considered abnormal or that can considered controversial, whatever the case may be, but it's to help you think more, definitely tune in. But we wanted to give you guys, like he said, an intro of ourselves, let you guys know how we actually met, and then drop a little sauce. We ain't have much time today, but we wanted to drop a little sauce on you guys. But let us know if you guys want us to create any other videos like this, or if you guys want to know any more about
Let me
ourselves.
know if y'all want a part two.
Bro, we need a part two. We ain't have time. I was about to drop mad sauce. I ain't have time, but it's all good. But we definitely want you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Check out the link in the description. Like I said, my bro's merch is going to be in there. So, hey, man, if y'all support Black businesses, this is one to support. So, definitely give them a look. And if you like it, hey, cop up. But other than that, just stay tuned until next episode. We definitely got more heat dropping for you guys. Let us know any topics that you guys want us to talk about. But other than that, man, just keep the conversations going as far as having thought-provoking conversations, and like and subscribe.
Let's get it. And with that being said, y'all have an amazing day. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, and stay powerful. Deuce.
Peace.